everyone, I am Brittany the Cosmic Lunar Soul. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back to all of my subscribers. Today I have another deck flip through and review for you. This is the Daily Magic deck. It's a deck of mystical inspiration for your everyday life. This is by Maya Toll and published by Running Press Publishing. So this is part of their Running Press minis. You can see how tiny it is. So I'm gonna go in and get the deck unwrapped, and then we will get into everything. All right, be right back. All right, I got everything open. So this is Running Press's really cool box design, where it is a magnetic side tab and just splays open like that. The guidebook is housed inside this little sleeve here. This is set up as the mini version, similar to my Golden Mantras deck, which the only difference is this little plastic area. So if you saw my unboxing of the Practical Witch cards, it's similar to that. So let's look at the guidebook here. It is super tiny, but it's so cute. So it shows that this is by Maya Toll. She has a whole like collection for this Daily Magic that includes like a journal and everything. I opted to just review the mini deck because I am not much of a journaler. So the book is super simple. There's just an introduction and then like using the cards. It really doesn't go into very much on the actual cards, and you'll see why in a second. But it's fully illustrated, colorized all the way through, and has that like nice coated paper. I really love it. Let me smell it real quick. It didn't smell as good as I thought it was going to be. You know, that coated paper kind of has that like nice like library smell. I don't know how to explain it. My book sniffers, comment below if you know what I'm talking about. So this just goes into what is magic and how can you use it in your everyday life. And these words are so big. I feel like I'm reading like a jitterbug, like on a jitterbug. Anybody remember those commercials? Let me know. Or am I just aging myself? Maybe I need a jitterbug. And then it's just like a cute little thing if you are trying to learn about magic, or you just kind of want a little bit of information. And then it talks about divination. It talks about some of the Sabbats and stuff like that. And then let's go to using the cards. So this is very similar to the concept of like the affirmation cards, but this is more so incorporating magical or witchy concepts into them. So basically it says these cards are meant to assist with these mindset changes. They offer an opportunity to see the world a little differently, experiment with a fresh visualization, or try a new affirmation. So then it says, pull a card to contemplate as you sip your morning coffee. Use this deck as journaling prompts, which again is why there's an accompanying journal, or draw a card for inspiration after your bedtime manifestation. It showed a little page here about pulling the card, and then just a little bit about the little booklet itself. Super simple. So the book, after you're done with it, just goes back in this little sleeve. It is kind of hard to get in and out, I've noticed. But once you get it, it kind of just slides right on in there. Then we have this plasticky part. I will say that these are not my favorite. I don't like this style. I really enjoy the new setup that they have with the Golden Mantras deck. So if you didn't see that, you can check that or check out the link in the description. But these are not very durable, and I worry about it eventually like scratching the cards. So sometimes it'll completely just rip, or it will do this where it just kind of bends. See if you can, it's very, very hard to see that. But just keep that in mind when you get some of these mini decks that you might have to fight a little bit to get them in and out. So I'm going to set this off to the side. And then we have our mini decks. So there's a lot of cards here. I actually don't want to do a full flip through of them, but what I'm going to do is just go through part of the deck so you can get an idea of how these cards work. They are this almost feels like a rose petal finish, but I think it's more of a like coated matte. But you can see here, it's just like a blurb here that you go through and you can read it and you can use it in the ways that I mentioned before in the guidebook. So this one says there's often talk in magical circles about protection, building an energetic wall around yourself to keep you safe. But what if instead you radiate love or joy, filling all the available space until there's no room for anything else? Sweet and earthy tastes will ground you and pull you back into your body after doing spiritual work. If you feel too spacey to get on with your day after a bit of magic, try sucking on a square of dark chocolate. I also really enjoy cooking with bay leaves because it gives that really nice earthy richness to food, especially when I'm making like a red sauce. Our personal storylines exist on an upward spiraling staircase. When we hit a place in the story cycle we remember from an earlier time, we can peer over the rail and see how we've handled it on the lower loops. Oh, I actually really like that concept. I mean, have you ever gone up like a huge staircase, whether spiral or otherwise, and you just look down and see how far you've gone? I've also looked up and see how much further I have to go, but being the protagonist of your own life doesn't magically give you control over the external factors of the world. It means instead that you are actively and consciously steering your internal interpretations. You're engaged in the intensely creative act of making meaning from chaos. Ooh, I really like that. So I'm just going to kind of skip around here. Let's do this one. Offer an exchange when you're harvesting, whether that's picking flowers from your garden or apples from a roadside tree. An exchange can be anything: a blessing, a coin, a hank of hair. It reminds you to be in relationship with the natural world. Oh, that's really, really nice. One of the things that I used to do when I was taking my product photos, like when I was just starting out, I didn't have very many products, and so I basically did like 2 or 3 giant photo shoots. And what I did was I borrowed a leaf from an oak tree that was in my yard, and then I borrowed some like really cool flowers that were blooming on a bush in my yard, and I staged all my photos with that. And then when I was done, I gave it back to the tree or the bush and thanked them for that. And then eventually, like that becomes mulch that helps nourish the plant, and or like a bird could take it and use it for something, stuff like that. So yeah. And then I would sometimes add my own like eggshells to it, because eggshells are supposed to help keep like bad critters away, especially if it was for the bush that was in front of my house at the time. Once you start tapping into everyday magic, you realize you are crafting something very important with your every thought: your own life. That's so cool. So I really like these. Let's talk about a little bit more about the cards. I would say, like with these minis, your best bet is to just shuffle like this. That's kind of your best bet, because they're not going to bend very well, and there are so many cards you're not going to bend them. I will say, like a lot of new cards, they're a little sticky, so they're not going to fan well to start with. You can see how they are chunking up there. That's probably better. You can see those chunks. So that's normal. That happens with a lot of decks, especially matte decks. all that means is you need to spend more time shuffling them, and the more use they get, the more they'll break up into their individual like parts. I do like the gilding on this. I find these more matte gilding instead of that high foil gilding you see on decks is actually more durable. So this green and gold motif that I see in a lot of the running press cards, I really like that combo. I'm not the biggest fan of green, so adding that nice gold kind of gives it this really rich, earthy vibe that I really enjoy. So since I didn't buy the journal to go with this, my plan for this is more so one of the suggestions was more of a what am I gonna mull over this morning with my morning coffee, that kind of thing. So let's see what's gonna be our pull for the day. Modern chakras evolved through the Vedic tradition, but many cultures have a concept of energy centers. When you just feel, where does the inner world of your body connect with the outer world? Can you sense the points of contact, the swirling doorways into and out of yourself? Ooh, okay. So this is really cool. This actually reminds me of when I visited the vortices in Arizona. I didn't fully understand it. It was like the beginning of my journey in discovering witchcraft and stuff like that. So I really wish, like, I hope that I can go back and feel the difference, like being able to feel more connected. So that is my muse of the day. Let me know how this muse or this card correlates to you. Comment below. Let me know. All right, guys, that is the not really flip through, but more review of this deck. If you want to see me use this in certain ways, maybe you guys would like a card of the week, like as a post or like a reel or something. Let me know. Comment below. I really do want to try to use these in different ways, more out of the box ways, but sometimes I need your help to think of it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And I will see you next time. Bye.